National anthems behind us. Both teams will meet at center court, exchange some gifts, and they'll clear the way for us to introduce you to the officials who will be in charge of keeping this game in check. Our camera people trying to find their way through that mass of red and white. Finally, there we go. 3 gentlemen in charge of keeping this game in check. Inner, Ryan, Chun from Turkey,
New Zealand, and
Hong Kong. All right, here we go, Natalia. It's time for the last game here, and this is a preview of the Olympic Games. 2 teams that already know they're on their way there. Japan will host. Here's Japan's lineup. As you said, it's a deep roster.
This Japan team is a team with many offensive options in every position. They have many different ways of scoring. They've been one of the most consistent team from the 3-point line. Hayashi has been amazing. She's averaging 4 of 8 from the 3-point line, and there you see the starting 5.
Starting 5, Hayashi was coming off the bench. She starts in this one against Team Canada. Exploded yesterday in what was a thrilling comeback, battling from 18 down, caught fire from 3-point range, finished with 24 points, 8 of them coming from behind the arc.
The thing is, she plays both ends. You can notice that she's such a great shooter. She's shooting 50% from the 3-point line, but she's also a great defender. She likes to rebound, and she only needs a little bit of space. But if you are defending her, you need to know that she'll shoot it from 3-4 feet away from the 3-point line. She's not afraid to take it. She have the red light, the green light.
There's Canada's roster. They're hoping to give her the red light on the perimeter. The guards deep for this Canadian team, led, of course, by Kia Nurse, who highlights the starting 5. You see it on your screen there. Nurse, Carlton, Rankog Kunwe, Langlois, and Natalie Uchanua, who was terrific in yesterday's game against Sweden. Canada started off sluggish. Uchanua came to play, kept them afloat offensively,
yes,
and helped them punch their ticket to Tokyo.
There you see the numbers: 11 points, 78% from the field, 5.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. Because Canada's rotation is so long, this Canada team, they have fresh legs. And in the case of Natalie, she's been in and out of the court, but every time she is in the court, she made herself fail. She has such a good mid-range shot. When you're having problems offensively, you know you can go to her. She'll be your answer because she's also a great passer. If you double team her, she'll find her alone players in the perimeter. So it's a very complete team, and I can't wait to see what these 2 teams will show us today.
Thomas Alves, head coach of Japan. From the United States, Lisa Tomaitis, head coach of Canada. Both of them know that their teams are already qualified for the 2020 games in Tokyo. They are using this as a prep. It's really the last time they get together with their teams before the Olympics begin and play at a high level. Japan was the only team here in Ostan that knew they really didn't have anything to play for. They've been playing from start to finish, whistle to whistle, and competing at a high level.
And that's something you got to give to them. They have been playing like if they were not qualified already. Day by day, they've been bringing their A game, their energy, the hustle. This is just a great team, and I can't wait to see what these Asian teams will bring to Tokyo 2020. I think it's a wide opening eye for the rest of the world to see, to tell them we are here and you have to count on us.
Inner Yields Mat gets us started here. The final game in Belgium, FIBA Women's Olympic Qualifying Tournament. Both these teams already qualified for Tokyo 2020. Belgium joined them earlier today. Belgium securing their first Olympic berth. Hayashi sends one from 3, can't get it to go. Langlois pulls it down. And Nurse back the other way, slashing in. Takashi with the rebound. And that ball last touched by Canada. If you're wondering what type of game this will be, it will be up and down. Japan likes to run. They like to shoot threes. They don't run for layups. They run to the 3-point line, let it launch. Canada has the size to pound inside, so definitely a style that is going to make an exciting, thrilling matchup here in the final day in Ostan. Saki. Hayashi. 5 to shoot. Motohashi. Saki on the curl. She has 2 to shoot. Gets it off in time. Can't get it to go. Rain Kagakunwe pulls down the rebound. Chance of defense coming in from Japanese supporters. An offensive foul called there. There you see Kyle Alexander sitting next to Tisha Amayer, who checked into the game yesterday. Played a little bit. That was her first taste here in Ostend and didn't back down. Youngest player on this team. First turnover for Canada. Still no score. Tahashi. Osaki driving in. Great screen and roll there.
Yes, and they do that very well. That pick and roll has been lethal in this tournament.
There's Ochanwa. Takashi right up on her, not giving her any airspace. Finally gets free, and she knocks it down. Ochanwa has the touch here in Belgium. Saki at top of the key, watched by Rain Kagakunwe. Ayashi. Takashi. Ayashi tees up a 3, banks it in. It's a Sunday afternoon here in Belgium. Banks still wide open.
You need to try to go over that pick. Great move.
Nice pass by Ochanwa. Rain Kagakunwe, bucket, and the foul. Langlois will check out of the game. Shayna Pellington checks into the game for the first time.
That was early.
Yeah, Lisa Tomaitis not afraid to go into her bench. So Rain Kagakunwe puts it in. And it'll extend the pressure. As Nurse picks up 3/4 of the weight. Motohashi. Akaho just checked into the game for Japan, put it on the deck, and a foul's called on Shayna Pellington.
Trying to attack the gaps. So the Canada's defense have to drop.
So last replay there as Saki and then Hayashi banking in the 3. Hayashi coming off the curl. Driving in, floats it up and in. Kia Nurse is checking her right now. She's going to have her hands full. Hayashi does not stop running.
You have a lot of work today, not only in the offensive side of Canada's, but in the defense as well.
Nurse could put some pressure on her defensively as she drives in and kisses in a 2. Chanwa with the pressure on Osaki. Motohashi using the Osaki screen. Motohashi right to the rim. Pellington back the other way. Looking for help. She finds it in the Chanwa. Chanwa taking her time now. Will go to work in the post. Nice move. Left hand finish. That's where Canada can take advantage of Japan. They just don't have the size to compete.
Yes, they should play today from the inside out since Natalie is hot in this tournament.
Takashi puts it on the deck. Takashi! A nice drive there. Straight line to the rim.
And right now, everybody from both teams are very active in offense, in part of the offense.
Good pace to start this game. Rare for Canada. They've been sluggish to start the first 2. Playing up and down, up tempo. They can play that style too.
Yes.
You know they like to beat you inside a little bit. Pellington. 3 to shoot for Rain Kagakunwe. She tees up a 3. No good. Akaho pulls it down. Takashi wasn't looking for it. And Rain Kagakunwe will go the other way. Kagakunwe hesitating, driving into the basket, takes the contact, no whistle, but she finishes anyway.
And put the ball on the floor.
Score tied at 11. Hayashi, Carlton all over her. 3 on the way for him. Motohashi no good. And Nurse comes down with a flat-footed rebound. Nurse blowing right by Akaho and lays it up, but can't finish. Hayashi quickly the other way. Take your eye off the screen for a second. Japan is the other way for 2.
That was a beautiful offensive transition. They didn't even have to dribble the ball. It was just passing the ball.
You see the shooting splits on your screen. Both teams shooting the ball well to start. Ellington, 5 to shoot. She'll tee up a 3. That's short. Motohashi pulls it down. Japan comes the other way. Akaho using the jab step. Now wants help. Saki comes available for her. Saki, Motohashi. Saki on the roll. Blocked by Achanwa. Great defense by Natalie. Nurse thought about the 3. Now she takes it. Can't get it to go. And Akaho pulls it down. Four new players waiting to check in for Canada. 2 new players waiting to check in for Japan. 10 to shoot. Ayashi for 3. Can't get it to go. Ellington crashing the boards there. Got bumped. Feeds it ahead to Nurse. Nurse driving in. Was looking for the contact instead of going for the finish. Missed the layup there. Still 13-11. 4:05 to play here in the first quarter. Akaho had the ball caught up on her hip for a second. Finds Takashi. Motohashi, 3 to shoot. Inside, Takashi. Will she get it off in time? Ball was still in her hand as the shot clock expired. And that gives us a second to catch our breath. 3:47 left to play in the first period.
A lot of substitutions now, and this is a fast-paced game. So we'll see a lot of substitutions because in order to keep this speed, you need fresh legs in the court.
There's an announcement that there was a timeout. Cheerleaders ran onto the floor. They'll have to wait their turn as no timeout was called. Miranda Ayim on the floor, first time here for Canada. Kim Roche as well. Ayim driving in. The footwork may have been too much there. She gets called for the travel. Just a slide of that pivot foot there. That last pass by Tonwa inside to Rankog Akunwe. By the way, saw the contact there. There's no foul call. That's the way that we've been playing here in Ostong. Very physical. Akaho turning the corner. Gaucher says no. The bench loving that block. That's going to be Canada ball as his last touch by Akaho.
I love seeing Gaucher playing. She's...
Tom Havas on the other side asking for a foul call. Gaucher heading to her 3rd Olympic Games with Team Canada. Nurse gets hacked there. It's the 2nd team foul here for Japan. A little too aggressive.
Yes.
From Akaho. You don't think this game matters? That makes...
If you are Kia Nurse, you know this is what you will be expecting every game. Defense is going to be on you.
She is on the top of scouting reports for each country. Kayla Alexander using the footwork, can't get the finish. Takashi ripping it away from her. Yoshida on the floor for the first time, 12 in red. Dribbles up the court. Yoshida tried the no-look feed in the corner and is poked away by Aim. 13 on the shot clock for Japan to work with. Nagaoka the trigger. Ayashi takes the curl. She'll tee up a 3. No good there. Offensive rebound, Takashi. Trying to find Hayashi again on the curl. Yoshida will tee up a 3. That's off. Gaucher pulls it down, and Canada will run themselves. Nurse left alone for 3. Can't get that to fall. 1 and done for Canada. Hayashi. Akaho. Steps back behind the line. That's a 2, though. The foot was on the line. Another offensive rebound for Japan. And we finally see them slow it down. Yoshida. 5 to shoot. They go inside. Takashi driving to the lane. Reed checked it. Alexander said no. Great rotation by Kayla Alexander coming over for the block.
She knew she had a mismatch with Kia Nurse defending her, so she decided to attack. Kayla Alexander was brilliant and went for the help.
Hayashi taking a breather. And Motohawa checks in 14 in red for Japan. Jimmy Scott into the game for the first time for Team Canada. She inbounds the ball to Alexander. Nurse with it now. Scott. She'll drive on Yoshida. Tried to find Gaucher. Somehow gets to her. Gaucher underneath. Scott tried to get it over the long arm. Takashi. It ends up being an air ball, and Yoshida will dribble back the other way. Yoshida tees up a 3. Indeed.
The second three-pointer for Japan in 7th intent.
They live and die with a 3-point shot. They want to get up around 30 per game. It's the mantra as Gaucher tees up a 3, no good. Ayim on the good cut. Alexander found her. And there's 2 for Canada.
Great assist.
Back to a 3-point game. Yoshida thought about it. Now wants help. Yoshida trying to drive on Scott. Scott doing a good job of staying in front of her. 3 on the shot clock. Yoshida pump fake, stepped in. Can't get the shot to drop. That's great defense by Jamie Scott. Alexander sealing inside. Kissed it home.
I know, that's what they do best.
It's going to be an option available to Canada they didn't have at the World Cup. Alexander was injured at the World Cup 2018 in Spain. Canada missed her. Yoshida's fouled by Scott with 0.6 seconds remaining in the period, and that will send Yoshida to the line for 2 free throws.
Yoshida is very aggressive in the offense right now. She's looking to attack in every possession.
One of the oldest players on the team, 32 years of age. She plays with the Sunflowers in the Pro League in Japan, the WJBL. Knocks down the first.
And the thing with this Japan team is that there are 3 big teams in Japan, and most of the girls play in the same teams. So even if they are not playing with the national team, they are playing against each other.
Most of them
and that creates kind of, like a family thing between them.
Most of them playing locally in Japan in the Japanese Pro League. As you mentioned, 2-point game after 10 minutes. Japan in front, 17-15 after 1. Back we are here in Ostend, Belgium. Women's Olympic qualifying tournament 2020. Canada taking on Japan. After 10 minutes, Japan leads by 2. Both these teams already know that they're on their way to the Olympic Games. Japan, of course, getting the automatic bid, being the hosts. Canada secured their 3rd straight Olympic bid yesterday with a win over Sweden in dominant fashion. Ellington driving inside and floats it in to tie the game at 17.
The first 2. Canada shot 58% from the field in the first quarter. Japan 45%, and Japan is also shooting 28% from the three-point line.
Nakaoka getting an easy 2 right at the rim. Good drive, dish by Machida. The team's not afraid to go deep into their bench. Canada really used their second unit yesterday to power them through to victory. An offensive foul called away from the basketball. It's going to be on Alexander.
Osaki was denying that pass. Alexander was trying to get some space.
That's her first foul. Cheetah crosses the timeline. See 27 in red, watched by Jamie Sky. That's a battle that you'll see the entire game as they're trying to get Hayashi an open look. Here she is on the ball now. Hayashi driving inside, rejected by Alexander. Falls in the hands of Osaki. She can't hit over Alexander's hands. And Rain Kakakunwe galloping up the court the other way. Alexander trying to post on Osaki. Fighting for position down low. Finally, they get her the ball. Scott. She'll tee up a 3. No good. Good box out there by Osaki. And Machida. Back the other way for Japan. Machida crossing over. Osaki. She'll wait for an Osaki screen. Will Machida. And then threw it away.
It's the 3rd turnover for Japan.
Natalie Achanwa back into the game for Kayla Alexander. Ellington will dribble in the front court. Pressure defense by Japan, really digging in on the perimeter. Not making handoffs easy at the moment. Carlton falling away and able to get it to go right off the glass. Offensive foul is called. Canada had been begging for that moving screen to be called. It finally was Nagaoka this time picking it up.
In the case of Carlton, she's such a valuable player for this Canadian team. The first night, she didn't do that well on offense, but she was there in defense. Yesterday, she did way better. She's averaging 5 points and 5 rebounds, but everything that is not in the stat sheets, energy and defense, she brings it.
Chanwa barreling in, can't get it to go. Rain Kakakunwe with what a rebound. She's fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Kakakunwe is so athletic.
I'm going to say she have to be top 3 most athletic basketball players in this tournament. It's just out of this world, the things that girl can do. The way she can move. She jumps.
Knocks down the first to Simon Fraser in British Columbia. Went undrafted in the WNBA, but found her way there, eventually making it to the New York Liberty squad. She's a teammate of Kia Nurse.
She's Kia's teammate. It's good.
Machida, she missed the second free throw. Machida will dribble front court. Machida, the ball fake, and then gets it over the outstretched hands of Achanwa. Ellington lost control of the ball. It was touched last by Japan. It'll stay here. 14 on the shot clock. Kagakunwe. Floor is clear. She has some space to go to work. The up and under move. Spinning every which way and able to get it to fall. Takashi doesn't see that often playing pro in Japan. Rashida. Cross-court pass to Kakashi. Takashi inside. Nice move by Takashi. Responding with a two of her own.
Many years ago, we would have never thought that we will see the girls playing the 5 position, dribbling the ball that way, playing in front of the basket the way we are seeing right now. It's amazing.
Chandwa finds Nurse. Nurse battling to get one up. Can't get it to fall. Chandwa read that and picked it off. Look at Natalie running the break. Tried the bounce pass inside to Kia. She's asking for the kick ball. And it's going to be Japan basketball. See if we can catch a replay to see if she's right. Meanwhile, Motohashi checks back into the game for Osaki. But Japan really small on the floor right now. 4 guards. Takashi, the only big number 10 in red on the floor right now. Machida. Takashi. Motohashi. Back to Kakashi. She launches the 3 in and out. Ellington pulls it down. Galloping up the floor. Carlton. Drives baseline. Lost control. Got it back. Naomi Kagakunwe was there to help her out. Carlton will now tee up the 3 from the corner. Left it short. And Nakaho pulls it down with a head of steam. Tahashi. Hayashi. Machida. Jab step. Drives. Looking for help now. Tahashi with 10 on the shot clock. Puts it on the deck. Hayashi left alone. Deep 3 on the way. No good. A good clear out by Chanwa. 5 minutes to play here in the first half. 1-point game. Japan and Canada doing battle. A little preview of what you might see. 2020 games in Tokyo. Motohashi flying up the court. Got it to go. Leads to Elisa Tamaita's timeout. 4:48 to play. Japan in front by 3. Saiki Hayashi with 9 points. We talked about her off the top. Likes to get out in transition. Likes to shoot the 3. Her head coach, Thomas Hovis, sung her praises yesterday, trying to help Japan battle back. They were down 18 and brought it back down to just 1 in the 4th quarter. Were unable to climb the mountain that was Belgium and ended up losing the game. But the fight that they showed, even though they had really nothing on the line, they already know that they're already in the Olympics. This team will compete at a high level all the time, and the way that they play up and down, the amount of 3s that they shoot, they're never really out of the game.
When you are going to play in the Olympics, you gotta to change your mind. You're gonna play hard 40 minutes no matter who you're playing against. You want to show that you deserve to be there and that they have to count on you to be one of the top teams. And that's what they are showing here. They are sending a message. It's as easy as that.
10th ranked team in the world is Japan. And they have their eyes set on trying the medal in their home country. Machida puts it on the deck. Hayashi for three. Hit the top of the backboard. And Chanwa with the rebound. Langlois is back into the game for Team Canada. He uses the Chanwa screen. There's Nurse. Gaucher couldn't catch the Diane pass, and that goes out of bounds.
And I want to add to that, Carlton, that teams create habits. You create habits, and when you play hard every game, no matter what you're playing for, that's exactly what it's going to be.
It's the last real test for these two teams before they head to the Olympic Games. They're treating it as such. Japan really using this as somewhat of a pre-tournament atmosphere, as Machida just got it off, and she's actually fouled as the shot clock expired. And she'll go to the line for two shots. Bailed out there. Lisa Tomaitis asking the referees for an explanation. Otahawa, you saw her on screen quickly. She'll check in as soon as they allow her to step into the game. The discussion was whether or not the foul occurred before the shot clock went off, and Ryan Jones from New Zealand says it did indeed, giving Machida 2 free throw attempts. First free throw falls for Machida. Tom Hovis, the head coach of Team Japan from the United States, had a brief stint with the Atlanta Hawks. Spent most of his pro playing career playing over in Japan in what is now known as the B League, Japanese Pro League over there. Fluent in Japanese, just as his team is Japanese. Also had to use him for translation in the post-game press conferences for his team. Takahashi a little bit too aggressive there. He was asked yesterday after the game against Belgium whether or not he thinks that the way that the women's game is going forward is the style that his team plays. Not relying on pounding it inside or using their size. Really just trying to shoot more threes than everybody else. He kind of said he hopes so. They've had a 3-year head start with this Japanese program to build it. And he hopes that on the grandest stage, they can prove that it's a winning formula.
Yes.
Foul away from the basketball again. A lot of whistles in the last couple of minutes here.
It's kind of what we're seeing in the NBA.
And he made that point. He said in the NBA they've gone to a completely numbers-based game where it was threes and layups. Europe is slowly starting to do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he would like to see it at the women's game.
Like it or not, I think that will be it everywhere.
Shauna with the offensive rebound, now falls away, knocks it down. So sweet. Nothing but nylon. Well, she's been incredible in this tournament. Whenever Canada needed a basket, I call on number 11. Tohawa. Machida probing. Tokashi puts it on the deck, driving inside. Can't get the layup to go. Kim Gaucher will go the other way. Ayin wants it in the low block. Double comes. Finds Nurse at the top of the key and
nice.
Rattles it home.
5 points for Kia Nurse.
First 3 of the game, and it gives Canada a 1-point lead. Motohashi gets the handoff. Nurse trying to fight over the pick, and Motohashi sends it. Can't get it to go. Angloisa with her head up will dribble over the timeline. Minute 35 to play here in the first half. Canada taking on Japan. These two teams already going to the Olympics. Look at Ayim with the footwork. Earlier, she got called for the travel. This time made the adjustment and made a pretty basket to give Canada a 3-point lead. Timeout on the floor. Minute 28 to play in the second quarter. Nice little offensive spurt from Canada in the last minute and a half. They have a 3-point lead here in a Stalin Belgium final game for these two teams. Canada taking on Japan. Akaho driving in with the floater. Got it to go. That's the way to come out of a timeout if you're Team Japan. All teams want to close the quarter strong. They've done that in their first two outings. Chanwa, she's been dangerous from this spot. Now she sets the screen for Nurse. Nurse is blocked up top by Takahashi, and that goes out of bounds off the back of number 10 in red.
It's good defense.
Stay here. 6 on the shot clock.
That was great defense.
And straight up. People at home will say there's a lot of contact there, but that's not a lot of contact for FIBA basketball.
She was just standing there.
Chanwa tried to find Pellington. She's going to have to work quickly. Pellington driving in. Shot clock goes off. And it's Japan ball. Pellington got lucky there. She could have
she did.
For the offensive foul. It's just a turnover. Machida, look away past Takahashi, blocked by Ochanwa. Both ends of the floor for Natalie. Not giving anything easy.
Not many players can be as fast and as athletic as Pellington is, but this girl, Yoshida, she can.
She's a blur, number 12 in red. Ayashi tees up a 3. Can't get it to go. Chanwa taps it to herself and then vacuums it in. 30 seconds of play here in the first half. Pellington says, let's slow it down and run a set. Ayim finds Gaucher underneath. Ochanwa continues to be on fire. No time for celebration as Hayashi's back the other way quickly for her two. Nurse double teamed. And Canada won't get a shot off at the end of the first half. Good pace to this one. 31-30. Canada in
Coach, it's a close game. You down one. What do you have to do better in that second half?
I think we just have to execute a little bit better. We had, I think we had some open looks on a couple dives that we like to do, and we didn't make the pass. We're not hitting our threes. I think that's fatigue, but we just have to battle through it. Keep our energy up. I liked our energy. I think we're playing pretty good defense. We're battling on the boards. I don't think we're losing the physical game right now. We just have to keep that up and then just execute just a little bit better on the offensive end.
Yeah, you're showing great energy, and throughout the whole tournament, I mean, you're fighting possession after possession, game after game. Can you just describe what it's like coaching a team like that?
I've said it many times. I think I have the best job in coaching. We practice hard, we play hard. Nobody really, nobody questions anything. They'll do anything for the team. It's fantastic to coach this team. I'm honored.
Thanks. Have a good second half.
Thank you very much.
She'll go to work. The left. Double comes. Looking for help. Good defense there by Waters. Definitely will push the other way. Nice feed. A look away to Metsovin.
That was very nice.
Stolen by Gray. Just picked the pocket with ease there. Gray's off to the... Gray, what a pass. That is outstanding. No-look pass. I was looking somewhere else. All of a sudden, we got Umake under the bucket with the ball. And again, Nigeria won't go away. They're hanging in there. Oh, no foul call there. And basket from Kalu. Malkovich has to call timeout. There was a couple of fouls there to stop the play. A switch with Nichols. Shot clock running down here for China. Up top, Limong. Behind the back. What a move. Can she finish? Limong. What a move.
Play.
Put it down.
And there by Sheeta. What a block by Linskin, says no.
Not in my house.
Coach, up one at halftime, but it looks like there's still room for improvement.
Yes, there is room for improvement. I think we have to clean up our defensive transition. They got a few easy ones on runouts. We've struggled a little bit around the rim on our attacks, but I think, they're a team that plays a very different style of game, and so it takes us a little bit of time to adjust. We're hoping we can clean those things up for the second half here.
We've been talking a lot about experience, especially in the first two games. You also have players that are still young at this level, like Shayna and Bridget, who are still important for the team. Is it also about learning and building chemistry ahead of Tokyo?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, any minute that they get on the court in this sort of situation is going to be invaluable for them and for us down the road. So, we're really fortunate to have this opportunity to play them on a big stage and to see how they improve and grow from the experience.
Thanks. Have a good second half.
better take some Red Bull, some coffee, because the game is not over. Ladies and gentlemen, are you still in the building? Sweden, are you still here? Belgium, are you still here? Canada, are you still here? Japan, are you still in the building? All right. So I heard there's a little after party later. So everybody's welcome.
Back we are here in Aston, Belgium. Women's Olympic Qualifying Tournament 2020. Carlin Gay alongside Natalia Melendez. Canada up 1 on Japan at the moment. Really good pace to that first half. What would you like from both sides, Natalia?
It's funny because the coach from Japan says that he thinks the mistakes from Japan have come because they are a little tired. I don't see them tired right now. This team play with a pace that it's just unbelievable. Their fast breaking offense have been on point. I like what I seen from the fast break, and I also like that they use really fast possessions in offense, or they take most of the 24 seconds to try to find the player open. On the other hand, Canada needs to get better on that defensive transition. And Lisa said something, she's so smart. She said, they play very different and we need to get used to it. But you know what? It's a good thing that it's happening in this tournament because they will find different type of games once they go to Tokyo. Not everybody plays the same. It's basketball. But, you know, there are different cultures of how you play basketball. And this Japan team is very different from everybody else.
Canada saw a little bit of the European style playing Belgium and Sweden tough. Now they're getting the Asian style of basketball, and Japan really plays different than anyone in Asia. They won the Asia Cup, ran away with it by playing this style of basketball. An offensive foul is actually called on Takahashi there as she was driving in. Chanwa drawing it.
Japan beat China, and China beat Spain. This Tokyo 2020 promised to be one very competitive Olympic tournament. It's going to be amazing.
Really will. We saw Belgium, who is a top 10 team in the world, have to come down to the final day here to clinch, and they needed every second of that 40 minutes and the home crowd to push them over the top of Sweden. Canada clinched yesterday, the 4th ranked team in the world. There's Nurse driving in, floater not there. She's having a frustrating night so far. Hayashi. Takashi inside. Takashi put a fork in it. Plenty of time still for Japan to work with. Ako puts it on the deck. Spinning. Fell on her own. Ball tied up. And it will be Canada basketball possession arrow going their way. Siako tumbling down on her own and a quick tie-up by Kia Nurse. Her shot hasn't fallen, but defense still there from Kia Nurse. Langlois just made it over the timeline. Chanwa.
Nice.
Side, Carlton. Nurse will tee up a three. Got it to go.
That's her second three of the game.
Give her any airspace, she's going to rise and fire. Takahashi has Rain Kagakunre on her. Good ball movement there by Japan. Canada rotating well there. Takashi straightaway 3 off the back iron. Rancock Akunwe skying and ripping that out of the air. Chanwa has that squirt through her hands. Look at Japan run. Ayashi. Osaki's foul, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Good pass, good run. They will continue using the fast break as first option here.
Yoshida, who came in early in the second quarter, comes in early again here in the third. 12 in red. As Osaki toes the line, knocks down her first.
Because this is a team that shoots so many three-pointers, they hardly go to the free throw line. They only average 12 free throws per game. And at this level, that's not common. You usually shoot more free throws. Today, they only shot 6 free throws.
Chanwa. She has the hot hand in Belgium. $7:52 to play here in the third quarter. Both these teams already know they have their tickets booked. Japan's just going home. Canada is going to travel to Tokyo. Foul on Langlois. She can't believe it. Yoshida probing there. There's the hand on the hip. Yoshida, one of the oldest players on this team. A lot of experience. She's a 9-time champion in the Pro League in Japan. Won the MVP in 2007. She's won 2 bronze medals at the Asian Games for Japan. 6 medals. FIBA Asia Cup. 3 gold, 3 bronze.
Wow.
Was a big part of the team that just won gold in India 6 months ago. That team, Japan, going undefeated. Really dominating with their quick style of play. Here's Rashida back the other way. Off the turnover. Ayashi from the corner. Can't get that to fall. Chanwa working on a double-double. Tried to pass it ahead and had to touch it quickly. Otherwise, she was going to give a layup up.
Yes.
To Ayashi.
It's kind of the 7th turnover of the game. That happens. She's not happy about it.
There's Yoshida turning the corner. Takashi lands out of bounds with the ball in her hand. That's a turnover. Nurse dribbles up front court. Rancock Akunwe has it. They want to free Nurse up for 3. Can't get it to fall. Yoshida pushing the other way. Takashi back to Yoshida. Yoshida has a taller Rancock Akunwe on her. Tries to drive on her. Went high off the glass, but can't get it to fall. Bridget Carlton will vacuum it in. Nurse inside of Chanwa. The double comes. Carlton tees up the 3. Indeed.
It's a good thing that Canada is hitting those 3 now, because in the first part of the game, they were not hitting them. That's the 3rd three-pointer of the game for them.
First for Bridget Carlton. She struggled with her jump shot here in Belgium. Maybe she needs to use whatever Natalie Chanwa was using in their time here this weekend. Chanwa has rarely missed. Takashi had the ball in her hands. The shot clock expired. The defense there from Canada, and the bench appreciates it. That man, not so much. Miranda Ayim will check into the game for Neo Rancock Akunwe. And Elu, we saw her on the screen coming in for Akaho. Canada with a 5-point lead, 6 minutes to play here in the third. Nurse. Achanwa pulls, fires, count it.
Today she's 84% from the field.
She may as well go ahead and start closing her eyes to see if it make it more difficult.
Just give it to her.
Takashi on the screen and roll. Can't get it to go, and she called for the foul. Will go the other way as Ayim was pulling down the board.
Actually, Natalie's 85.6. She's taken 7 shots, made 6. Can't get any better than that.
She's on her way to earning a spot in the All-Star 5, which will be announced after the game. Definitely has my vote as Carlton probes. Achanwa inside. Give her more. 14 and counting for Natalie Achanwa. Hayashi. Yoshida. Osaki from the corner. Indeed. Bangs home a 3. Japan needed that basket. Carlton curling. Ayim. Long 2. Can't get it to fall. And Yoshida will look to push the other way. Yoshida right down the lane.
She's a guard, but she's a shooting first guard. She's not a pass first guard. She'll attack first. And if she doesn't have anything, then she'll pass the ball. So the defense needs to be very aware of that.
Saki has seen Achanwa hit shots, now playing right up on her. Ayim looking for help now, asking for a cutter. She finds relief in Nurse. Nurse gets a wild shot off at the rim. It hit the rim, and Kim Gaucher pulls down the offensive rebound to give Canada a fresh possession. An offensive foul is going to be called on Achanwa as she popped Osaki in the mouth inadvertently. Here it is on the replay.
Oh, yes. You know when that's going to hurt? Tomorrow.
Achanwa gets a well-deserved rest. And Carlton will join her on the bench. Tisha Amayer checks into the game for the first time, 23 in white. .404 to play here. Canada up 4 on Japan. Canada doing a good job of keeping Japan off the perimeter so far in this third quarter. Not many wide open threes. Yoshida. She's not afraid to fire. Ayim read that well and poked it away. And ends up in the hands of Langlois. Ayim running baseline. Miranda Ayim with a gorgeous move for 2.
To make it seem easy.
Hard screen there as Langlois took a fall. Cheetah crossing over right down inside. Fall asleep for a second.
Yeah, the
guards are getting right by you.
The help from the opposite side never got there.
Ayim into Nurse. Now Nurse pulls up for 2, fires and knocks it down. Eliu, no one touched it. She was able to get it back. And now Amayer there to clear. Then gave it away to Hayashi, who will lay it up and in. Timeout Canada coming up. Japan getting a little bit of momentum here in the third quarter. 2:41 to play. Canada in front by 4. Highlights here from the third period. It's a 4-point game between Canada and Japan. Both these teams already qualified for the 2020 games in Tokyo. Jamie Scott on the floor now for Canada. 12 in white. She'll pull up for 2. Everything but the finish there. Sheeta will come back the other way. Heard Lisa Tomaitis talk in the huddle during that last break about the defensive transition deep for Canada. They've been able to get back and stop the fast break. Got to be careful giving that ball away, though.
Yes.
The offensive possession. Amayer safer that time than Langlois. Langlois will tee up a 3. Hayashi pulls it down. Machida right to the rim. Tried to kick it out to one of her teammates. It ends up in Jamie Scott's hands, who drives right to the basket and finishes a tough layup.
It's one of the few fast break points that we've seen from Canada in this game.
Nagaoka gives it up to Machida. Hayashi tees up a 3 indeed. So dangerous from behind the arc. She can get hot in a hurry. Had 8 3-pointers yesterday against Belgium. Knocks one down here in the third quarter to make it a 3-point game. Nurse tees up a 3. She can get hot too. Responds. Underman to play here in the third quarter. Hayashi again. No good. That will fall out of bounds. Not afraid to get them up. Carlton comes back into the game. Amayer, short stint on the court. Checks out. Achonwa in the game as well for Canada, looking to close this quarter with some momentum. Saw that last Jamie Scott shot.
I mean, they've seen the games before. At this time, usually Japan gets hot from the 3-point line. Can relax.
Nurse for 3. Left it short. That goes out of bounds. Shawna telling her, keep shooting. She'll have to wait to get her next shot as she checks out of the game for Ellington. Nurse getting high fives all around. Japan could go 2 for 1 here. Go inside to Takashi. Hayashi coming on the curl. Mashida's open for 3. Indeed. They're starting to fall now for Japan. Shot clock turned off. Canada could hold for the last possession. Ellington probing. Scott up fake. Will pull for 2. Can't get it to go. Japan won't get a look off. They had 2 players waiting for a layup opportunity, and that's how we'll end the first 30 minutes. It's a 3-point game. Canada in front after 3. Last 10 minutes for these two teams here in Astan, Belgium, the Women's Olympic qualifiers. Canada battling with the Olympic host Japan. A 3-point game at the moment. And starting to knock down their three-pointers. That's the style of game they play. They'll shoot themselves in and out of games. They're trying to shoot themselves back into this one. Canada trying to hold them off here in the final 10. Ayashi for three. Can't get it to go. Miranda Aim got beat on the box out by Nakaho.
And when Lisa spoke about how these Japan's teams played so different, what we saw from Pellington in the last play, when somebody penetrates, when somebody attacks the basket, you collapse on defense. That's something that you are taught to do. That's what you're supposed to do. You're help, but not with this team.
Ishida shows the up fake. Ayashi tees up a three, left it short. And almost saved by Japan. It goes out of bounds. See the style of game they play. They launch the threes. Have no problem putting them up.
And in some cases, it could look like an irresponsible shot. For them, it's not. Nice.
Langlois with the floater inside. Now Langlois has to guard Sheeta on the other end. Sheeta trying to cross and probe. Hayashi. Takashi. Poked out of her hands by Chanwa. One to shoot. Didn't get it off in time. Great defense by Chanwa. Shot clock goes off. And she's doing it on both ends of the floor. Sub here as Moshida will check out. Tahashi checks back in, number 15 in red for Japan, and she's guarding the ball right now. Aim trying to clear some space for Langlois to cross half. There's a Chanwa. Looking for help now. Finds it in Kim Goshen. Chanwa. Finally a miss for her. It's tapped up. It almost fell in. The double there. And here comes Japan the other way. Langlois got bumped. No call. Canada comes away with the steal. Gaucher. Achanwa inside. Great pass, Kim Gaucher. When Canada plays that physical style of defense.
And Gaucher is perfect for that.
Tough to beat.
He's tough.
Takashi putting it on the deck. Langlois a little too physical that time. Gets called for the block. Langlois picks up her third foul. She'll take a breather. As Kian Nurse and Raincock Kunway, two WNBA stars, step back on the floor. Ayashi for three. Too strong. Carlton gets that rebound on her knees. Hands it off to Raincock Kunway. Started this game playing the four, now running the offense. Chanwa. Goshen. Inside Carlton will go to work. Bridget Carlton can't get it to go. Good block out there by Japan to clear that rebound. Akaho splashes home a three.
That's Japan's sixth three-pointer in 20.
Want to take about 30 three-pointers per game. Will they fall or not? That's the style they play. Nurse trying to turn the corner, got hit. Takes it back out. Kunway. Japan asking for a double dribble. And no whistle coming. Still asking for it. They're probably not going to get it at this point. Canada has the ball here with 5 to shoot. Nurse deep three. And she's fouled on the three-point attempt. It'll be 3 shots for Kia Nurse. Tom Hovis is losing his mind. He's normally cool and calm, and he just got hit with a technical foul. He may get thrown out here.
He's very frustrated by that call, by the no call.
Wanted the double dribble call, was begging for it afterwards. Wasn't mad about the foul on Kia Nurse. He was upset about the no call originally, got hit with the technical foul.
Because he was, Japan's is on a run right now. That will kind of give them another opportunity to score.
So here's the replay on the foul. He wasn't mad about that. He was upset about the non-double dribble call in his opinion. Everything okay now. And Nurse will step to the line for multiple free throw attempts. She has 1 for the technical foul, and she'll get 3 shots from the shooting foul. Canada just became the enemy
Yes, of the whole
in this arena. Nurse calmly knocks it down.
She have 13. This is her first visit to the free throw line.
Some fans still here begging for the double dribble call. Not giving up that argument. Meanwhile, Kia Nurse calmly knocking down her foul shots. Sammy Hill's into the game. Number 4 in white. Now you hear the Canadian supporters who are here in Belgium.
She's shooting the
trying to drown
technical
out the
foul
noise.
and the foul.
It's her last free throw here. Nurse makes them all. Back to an 8-point lead for Canada. Tahashi's 3 no good. And Achanwa pulls it down. Sammy Hill, her first touch of the rock. Put it up front court. Achanwa waits for Nurse. Nurse driving inside. Achanwa tried to tap it. Body's hitting the floor. Nagaoka comes away with the rebound. Akaho from the corner for 3. Indeed.
That's her second.
Back to a 5-point game. There's Hill. Defensive intensity right up on Sammy Hill. She's able to somehow get it to Chanwa. Chanwa tried to go glass, can't get it to go. Fresh 14 for Canada. Nurse, the bigger Takashi on her. Kakashi comes away with the rejection there. Good defense on that possession by Japan.
Good defense.
Nurse came back and got her fingertips to that ball. 18 on the shot clock for Japan to work with. Intensity picking up, so is the physicality.
It will be a great win for either one of these teams. To say we beat Japan or to say we beat Canada, it will certainly gain you a lot of respect.
Both these teams ranked top 10 in the world. Japan 10th, Canada 4th. Tahashi bangs another 3. It's down to a 2-point game. And Motohashi there gets called for the foul as Sammy Hill was trying to get by her. Langlois will check into the game, as will Kim Gaucher.
Smart, you want to bring the experienced players on the floor now.
Gaucher is heading to her 3rd Olympic Games as well. It was emotional when they clinched yesterday.
When we talk about Gaucher, we're not only talking about one of the great basketball athletes from Canada. She needs to be in the conversation on one of the best athletes from Canada, because how many people can say that you went to 3 Olympics? That's almost impossible.
Miranda Aim, who just passed her the ball, also going to the 3rd Olympic Games. Now Aim asking for it on the block. Gaucher will launch the three instead and knock it down. That's why she's on the floor. Moments like this, the fist pump, the scream, and Lisa Tamai at the top of your screen saying, let's go, let's lock in defensively. Canada trying to close the door on their third win here in Aston. Langlois comes away with the steal. Langlois on the runway. Timeout Japan.
All right, it's time for the kids game. Come on.
Great response from Canada leading to a timeout from Japan. 65-58, your score in the final game for these two teams here in Aston, Belgium. Canada clinching their Olympic berth yesterday. Japan already knew they were going to participate as the hosts. And Belgium, we saw earlier today in a spirited win over Sweden. They made the Olympics for the first time ever. Emma Messiman was incredible in that game. Likely will be the MVP from this tournament. Hayashi. Shida for three, no good. Rancock Kunwe pulls down the rebound. 4 minutes to play, still plenty of time for Japan to battle back, especially the way they shoot threes. And Gaucher, who just hit a three moments ago, on the rock. Nurse. Gaucher. There's Nurse. Langlois from the corner. Can't get it to fall. And Aim with the offensive rebound.
Important offensive rebound.
Winning plays. Rancock Akunwe will launch the three. In and out. Ashida dribbling back the other way. Hayashi. Yoshida. Cross-court pass. Akaho tees it up. Can't get it to fall. And Langlois pulls it down and hands to Nurse. 3:05 to play. Canada trying to stay undefeated here in Belgium. Nurse for three. No good. Ball tipped up. Motohashi in front of everybody.
Don't run, she flies. This girl can run 100 meter anytime.
Speed and quickness for these Japanese guards, and they're really getting in to the Canadians defensively. Have to be strong with the ball here. Nurse turns the corner, pulls up, fires. An air ball, Ayim saves it, but in the hands of Hayashi. Here comes Japan again. Yoshida probing. Looking for help now. She finds it in Tokashi. 2:15 to play in the game. Tokashi wasn't looking for the ball. And Canada comes away with the steal. Langlois, as Lisa Tomatis calls out a set. Rancock Kunwe. Nurse is getting bumped away from the ball, and she gets called for the offensive foul.
She even raised her hands. I don't know.
Tough call there for Canada. I have to turn their attention defensively at the minute 56 left in the game. 5-point game. Natalie Achanwa and Bridget Carlton back on the floor for Team Canada. And Takahashi will inbound for Japan. Carlton will pick up Machida as she crosses the timeline. Achanwa read that. 2-on-1 opportunity for Canada. Achanwa right to the rim. Big bucket by Natalie.
It's a good possession.
Akaho. Machida. Tahashi for three. Got it to go. Back to a 4-point game. The double comes immediately. Looking for help is Ayim. Luckily enough, banged it off of Takashi's right hand after throwing it over her head in desperation. It goes out of bounds. Canada basketball. Four-point game, 15 on the shot clock for Canada to work with. Ayim. Falling away. Can't get it to go. Takahashi touched it last. It will stay here. Fresh 14 for Canada to work with.
And Gosher didn't catch that rebound, but the fact that she's pushing and fighting, it made that happen.
Raincock Akunwe will check into the game for Miranda Ayim. Some athleticism here. Let's see what Canada can come up with. Nurse just got it in time. Achanwa puts it on the deck. Natalie Achanwa to the rim. Can't get it to go. Takahashi pulls down the rebound. Japan comes the other way. Got to guard the three-point line. Hayashi. Machida to the rim. Miss the layup. 45 seconds remaining in the game. Japan doesn't need to foul. Raincock Akunwe looking for help. Canada trying to eat this clock as much as they can here. Chanwa. 7 on the shot clock. She puts it on the deck. Got poked out of her hands. Machida ahead to Hayashi. The layup is there. Timeout Canada. 22.2 seconds to play in a 2-point game. Don't go anywhere. Here are the last-minute instructions there from Lisa Tomaitis, running through every scenario for her team, saying they don't need a shot.
They need to protect the ball.
Protect the basketball.
They still got fouls to give, so Canada needs to protect that ball.
22.2, Kia Nurse will inbound. Langlois has it. They do need to get it over the half-court line before the violation comes. They get it to Carlton, and she's fouled by Hayashi. Bridget Carlton will go to the line with 2 big free throws to try and close this game. Check that. That's only the third foul here for Japan.
They still got fouls to
Got a
give.
couple more fouls to give. That's my fault. But first in the last 2 minutes. So the next one will put them in a penalty. There it is. Natalie Achanwa, who's been terrific this entire tournament, not just tonight. He's ready to go at the foul line. On the scoreboard here, it says that they have 5 fouls. Surely this is the one to put them over the limit.
And it was a good thing that Kia was the one getting that foul because she's perfect from the free throw line.
There we go. Penalty there. Had scoreboard troubles here all tournament long. Nurse steps to the line, try and close this. It's a 3-point game. This is the important free throw coming up.
Yes.
Nurse knocks it down. Timeout, Japan. That's their last one. 12 seconds to play here. Canada trying to hold on in Belgium. Complete this trip 3-0. Belgium has been an incredible host to us here in Ostang. It's stormy weather outside. They canceled a lot of games, local games. Most of the attention was on the game prior to this one, with Belgium winning that and booking their ticket to Tokyo. Canada did that yesterday. Japan already knew they were going. And now with 12 seconds to go in a game that really doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things for these two teams, they're battling like it does, like it means everything. Japan on the inbound. Hayashi. She wants to take a three. Will she get it off? Miranda Ayim with the great defense. Hayashi, as the clock expires, knocks down a three. Still 1.2 on the clock. And Carlton gets fouled with 0.3 seconds to go. She's so dangerous from three.
I don't know. I'm trying to find the word to describe this Japan team, and it's just almost impossible because they are unbelievable from the three-point line. I've never seen anything like this. Never.
They're never out of a game, just the way they play. Bridget Carlton will go to the line for free throws here with 0.3 seconds remaining. Carlton knocks down the first. Natalie Achanwa, Julie Alamon, Saki Hayashi, who you just saw hit the three from Japan, Emma Messiman, and Ramu Takashi from Japan, number 10 in red. Those are your 5 all-stars from this tournament. Carlton tried to miss it on purpose, and she's going to get called for the violation. That gives Japan an opportunity with 0.3 seconds to play to shoot for the win. Everybody kind of putting their hands in the air saying, what's going on around here? Emma Messiman is the MVP from this tournament. She had a terrific tournament for Belgium, leading Belgium to their first Olympic Games. Most teams have already punched their ticket now at this point. You can follow all that information on social media at FIBA. 3 teams from here: Belgium, Japan, Canada, Puerto Rico going. to the Olympic Games.
While many of us are watching and working these games, the presidents from the 12 federations that are already in Tokyo are on the phone right now, trying to look for funds and trying to move, just thinking already about Tokyo 2020. This is not going to stop here because you only have 6 months to get ready.
Quick celebration, get back. Now, a lot of these women are actually going back to their pro teams. And we'll be playing leading up to the Tokyo Games 6 months from now.
Yes.
You played for your national team. You know what it's like.
Very excited. Never been in an Olympic, but Puerto Rico just made it to the Olympic for the first time in history, and that's very important for Puerto Rico, for the country. It just happened to Belgium. I think women's basketball is growing so fast, and it's amazing that these things are happening.
Only 12 teams make it, and it only comes around once every 4 years.
And it's such a long journey. For them, sometimes it looks so far to happen. Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of sacrifice over the 3.5 years to get to this point. Canada going for the 7th time in country history. They are going for the 3rd straight time.
In Japan,
looking for their first ever medal.
Japan's been in 5. This will be their 6th. So both of these teams have a lot of tradition in basketball.
All right, point 3, here we go. Japan with an opportunity to try and steal one at the horn. Won't count if it went anyway. Ball still in their hands with point 3 to go, and the crowd on hand congratulating both teams for the effort in what was a game that wasn't going to change much in the grand scheme of things. Canada wins. They're 3-0 here in Belgium. 70-68 your final score.
And this is the way you want to close a tournament, with a game like this. There you see the stats. They were very close. Canada, they dominated the board. Not only this against Japan, but against Sweden and against Belgium as well. Kia Nurse, once again, being a big girl, very important for this Canada team. But Carlan, even though both of these teams are already in Tokyo 2020, I have to say this is a very important win for Canada. Why? We already know what they can do in America. We already know that they can go head-to-head with the United States. But they beat Belgium, an European team. They just beat Japan, a nation team. And I think this is sending a message. Canada is able to compete, not only participate, to compete with the rest of the world.
4th ranked team in the world, only behind the U.S., Australia, and France.
Amazing.
France went 3-0 in their tournament. Australia actually lost in their first game. Puerto Rico getting the best of them. And they had to battle just to make it and keep their Olympic hopes alive. In the process, a great team like Brazil, who has been at the Olympics, it seems like forever, is not going to the Olympic Games this time around. That streak ends, they'll have to wait another 4 years just to get there.
It's been tough for Brazil, and they have a new coach, Jose Neto, and I know he's working so hard to put this program where they deserve to be. They didn't make it to the World Cup for the first time in history in Spain, and now they didn't make it to the Olympics. They are doing some adjustments. They do have a lot of talent. They were just one step away. Hopefully, they will get all the resources to continue working, because they do have a lot of culture, women's basketball culture, Hortensia, names that are big in the world.
Seeing some of the highlights here. We'll stay with you to show you the presentation of the All-Star 5. Right now, Japan thanking those who are on hand, and they had their Tokyo ticket presented to them, even though they've qualified. So it's just a ticket home for them for the Olympic Games. Here's some highlights from Japan throughout the tournament. They play such an exciting style of basketball, just up and down, fast tempo. They're never out of a game. They take a lot of threes. And as you said, Natalia, some people may say it's bad shots. To them, that's just how they play.
That's just how they play. And, you know, the physical condition you need to be in to be able to play the game they do, their pace is so fast. For 40 minutes, they will not stop. Not only in the offensive side, they defense full court.
Again, the All-Star 5, Natalie Achanwa from Canada, Julie Alamand from Belgium, Saki Hayashi from Japan, Emma Messiman from Belgium, and Ramu Takashi from Japan. Emma Messiman, the tournament MVP. And we'll have the presentation in just a few here to take a look at the highlights and get everything set behind the scenes.
And to make the All-Star 5 is very hard because there are so much talent here. And, you know, you play very well in one game and in the other you just play good enough. At the end, it comes to a lot of people's opinion together.
See that last three there by Hayashi in the final game here. Canada coming back out onto the court. Joining in on the celebration. And a huge effort for them. Really had Canada pegged as the top team, and when you have the target on your back, it's tough to do. It's tough to kind of get through. And they were able to rise up to the challenge. They're no longer, they're not an underdog in any tournament they arrive in. Now a top 4 team in the world. Everybody's gunning for them.
Everybody's going for you.
There's Kia Nurse. Had a nice tournament. Struggled from the field, but defensively was still solid. And scores just find a way to make up those numbers. Look down, she wasn't making shots, and you look down, she already has 16 points.
And when the games are really close and Kia is in the bench, you can feel her absent. We saw it yesterday. Lisa rotates a lot, and she played 34 minutes today. That's a lot. That's a lot. She scored 19 points and shot 23% from the field. Like you said, she struggled with her percentage, but still she made shots in difficult times.
So we'll get the introductions of the All-Star 5 at the moment. Basketball for Canada.
She looks like she can still play 10 more years.
Absolutely. Hit a big three when it was needed. Japan was putting a little pressure on them.
I read the interview about Natalie talking about her and saying that she was an inspiration for this team and that seeing her makes her wanting to take care of her body, the way she eats, the way she works out.
People talk about leadership, they expect it to just be on the basketball court. Sometimes it's just mentorship, leading by example. Center court to hand out the All-Star 5. Natalie Achanwa. Was the best player for Canada here in this tournament. Julie Alamand. She stepped up big time for Belgium. when she was called upon.
From Japan, number 27, Saki Hayashi.
Saki Hayashi. She's going to be a star at the Olympics.
She will. Terrific shooter.
From Belgium, number 1, ladies and gentlemen,
Messiman, the star, top 10 player in the world, adds to her trophy collection with an All-Star 5, and she'll end up with an MVP as well. Ramu Takashi rounding out the starting 5. Was dominant in game 1 against Sweden on both ends of the floor. And Japan, the way they play, getting open looks for their guards. Ramu Takashi is so key in the screen. Back screens, able to find ways for her team to find open looks. There's the All-Star 5 rather, here in Belgium. That's a tough team. You put that team together, they're going to beat a lot of countries.
Trust me, they will. And this is huge. For a player, this is huge. You want to win. But when you receive awards like this, this will stay in your resume. And eventually, it will help you get better contracts. So I'm so glad for each one of these girls that are in there.
More pictures for the 5 getting their just due. And now we'll get the MVP. FIBA competition women's commissioner. Another MVP for Messiman.
Another one. WNBA Finals.
Final 4, EuroLeague. And here she is at home helping her team get to the Olympics for the first time. What a moment that was in this building. Chance of MVP from the fans that have stuck around to see history for their country here in Ostend, Belgium. What a moment that was. What a player Emma is. What a starting 5 here from Ostend.
This is just the beginning, Carla. She's so young. We have a bright future.
Well, Natalia, it's been a pleasure working with you once again. Some terrific basketball we saw over the weekend here in Ostend. Sweden, who didn't come away with the victory, showed a lot of heart in all of their games. And there's the final standings. Japan coming 3rd, Belgium 2nd, Canada first 3-0, Canada 4th ranked team in the world. They'll hold on to that rank. There you see what happened, and that's who qualified from each group. The 12 teams that will be participating for Olympic gold in Tokyo 2020. Some first-timers there. And in the case of Team USA, the expectation of coming home with a gold medal and nothing less.
Yes.
A lot of pressure across the board for each of the teams that have qualified. We now know.
The gap is closing.
Absolutely.
A long time ago, it was USA and the rest of the world. The gap is closing.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. For Natalia Melendez, I'm Carlin Gay. We'll see you next time here